Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? I don't hear those. Oh, that's the haters. That's the doubters. They're quiet. I don't hear them at all, guys. Do you guys hear them? Because I don't. I don't hear any haters. Where are you at, Jimmy G haters, huh? Where you at, 49er haters? Where you at, media? Y'all are pretty quiet tonight. YouTube. What's good? It's your boy Roger here, back with another 49ers review video. And as you can see on the screen, the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football came out and absolutely put on a show in primetime. The 49ers defeat the Cleveland Browns 31-3, folks. 31-3. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. 49ers now move the 4-0 on the year. Cleveland Browns fall to 2-3. What a game, man. The defense, amazing. This defense is just so damn good. This pass rush, the secondary, ladies and gentlemen, the 49ers are back. They are back, baby. The offense was great as well. Ladies and gentlemen, almost 300 yards of rushing, folks. Almost 300 yards of rushing. It was an all-around great performance. Let's get into it. First, let's go to the offense. Matt Breida, again, with another great game. He had an 83-yard touchdown in the first play from scrimmage. That was amazing. And Breida had 2 total touchdowns, a passing and a rushing. Let's take a look at the rushing stats for the 49ers. Matt Breida was 11 carries, 114 and a touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 16 for 97 and a touchdown. Then Kittle had 36, 18. Goodwin had 15. And Raheem Mostert had 34 for a total of 275 rushing yards, ladies and gentlemen. 275 rushing yards. That is amazing. 49ers coming into this game was averaging 175 yards on the ground. That average may have gone up to over 200. So they're right there with the Ravens at the top of the league. Tevin Coleman, welcome back from the injury. He had a touchdown. He looked pretty solid. The 49ers are going to be running Breida and Coleman pretty much 50-50 probably the rest of the season, but they're both going to get their work. So the run game again, guys. Loved this zone blocking. These offensive linemen, not only they're holding out for pass rush, they're the perfect offensive linemen for this run scheme. They are amazing. They open up holes, and Breida, Coleman, Mostert, boom, gone. Let's talk about Jimmy G. Jimmy G was solid. He finally had a game with no turnovers. Jimmy G, 20 of 29, 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. Beautiful. He was good. Though he did have a couple bad passes. He had a couple passes in the ground, a couple to the right. But otherwise, Jimmy G did what he needed to do, and that's convert on third down if we needed to, convert on big plays. Jimmy G was the perfect quarterback for the 49ers in a game where they had 275 yards rushing. So I'm happy. Finally. I've been telling people I want Jimmy G to have a game where he has no turnovers, and it finally happened. George Kittle. Hey, finally. Had a good game, folks. Let's go take a look at the receiving stats. George Kittle led the way, 6 receptions, 70 yards and a touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 3 for 41. Bourne, 2 for 24. Juszczyk, 2 for 20. Matt Breida, 3 for 15. Finally, George Kittle, welcome back. 70 yards, a touchdown. Finally had a breakout game. Let's hope he only goes up from here. Marquise Goodwin is really the only receiver that showed up for the 49ers. But then again, the receivers really didn't need to show up with all the running. Dante Pettis, I don't know what's his problem, man. He had 1 reception for 11 yards. He dropped an easy touchdown pass late in the ball game. I don't know what gives, man. Just something with him's off this year. Debo, 1 reception, 3 yards. Then again, the receivers didn't need to show up. Juszczyk was amazing again, whether it was running the ball, catching the ball, blocking. Talk about him in a little bit too. But again, he's great. He's probably our best pass blocker, run blocker on the team. The O-line was great for the most part. They allowed 2 sacks, 1 to Myles Garrett, 1 to Chad Thomas. McGlinchey allowed the sack to Garrett. Otherwise, he was pretty good. Justin Skule, folks. We may have found our future left tackle when Staley retires in a couple years. He is good, folks. Didn't allow a single pressure. Didn't allow a sack. Was great in the run game. Folks, 49ers may have their 2 tackles for the future. McGlinchey and Justin Skule. So I'm happy, man. Again, overall, great game by the offensive linemen. They've only allowed, I believe, maybe 5 or 6 sacks so far this year. They've been great. Let's move on to the defense. What an amazing performance. I had to give it up. This defense is amazing, folks. Got to be the number 2 defense in the league. They allowed 3 freaking points to the Cleveland Browns, who, remember, went into Baltimore last week and destroyed. They scored almost 40 points last week in Baltimore. Just amazing. Let's go look at the stats, folks. 4 sacks for the 49ers. Nick Bosa, we'll talk about him in a bit. He had 2 sacks. DeForest Buckner had 1. Kwan Williams had a half a sack. And Kwan Alexander had a half a sack. 49ers, I believe, forced 2 fumbles. Picked off. They forced 4 turnovers. They forced 2 picks and 2 fumbles. 1 coming on the kickoff. Oh, no, sorry, on the punt return. But man, oh man, guys. What a game for the defense. Nick Bosa, folks. Breakout game in prime time on Monday Night Football, of course. If you guys saw the game, he choked Baker Mayfield with putting the flag after he sacked him. He was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely amazing. Nick Bosa, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits, a fumble, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, your defensive rookie of the year, Nick Bosa, 100%. He played a lot more tonight, and it showed yesterday, and it showed why, folks. He is a superstar in the making. What a game. DeForest Buckner, D. Ford, Armstead, they were all great again, folks. They absolutely dominated that Browns awful O-line, folks. They absolutely dominated. And all the Browns only had 102 yards rushing and 120 yards receiving. So that's only 222 total yards. Baker Mayfield, terrible game. He only completed 8 passes. 8 of 22 for 100 yards and 2 picks. Yikes. Nick Chubb had 16 carries for 87 yards. OBJ had 2 carries for 15 yards. So that's it, folks. Again, 49ers, the only team in the NFL not to allow rushing touchdowns in the first 5 weeks. Landry, 4 receptions, 75 yards. We'll talk about Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman was great, had a great diving catch for a pick, but he did get chewed up a little bit by Landry. I think all those 75 yards were against him. OBJ, 2 for 27. Finally, the 49ers shut down OBJ. OBJ on Monday Night Football in 9 games had 975 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. Against the 49ers, he's done great. Finally, the 49ers shut him down, folks. And again, only 102 yards rushing. Again, no rushing touchdown allowed. Emmanuel Mosley, the replacement for Kevin Witherspoon while he's out with an injury, was great. He had a PBU in the end zone to prevent a touchdown. He was great, man. Once Witherspoon comes back, if Mosley continues to play like this defense is going to be even better. I loved it. Kwan Williams was good again. One of the most underrated slot corners in the league this year. He's been fantastic. He had the pick, although it was a lucky one, Antonio Callaway, coming back from suspension, dropped a touchdown, going into the end zone, bounced right into the hands of Quan Williams. But hey, what are you going to do? And he also picked up a half a sack along with Quan Alexander. And speaking of Quan Alexander, he had a half a sack. Great in pass coverage again. I want to thank the Tampa Bay Bucks for him. He is a star linebacker. Fred Warner, great again too. This dude's a stud. He was all over the field. He was in the backfield. He was pass covering. He was great, man. He was great. The one negative that came out of this game was Robbie Gould. Missed 2 field goals, had one blocked. Not going to give him any excuses, but it could have been because of our long snapper. We've been going through long snappers. Kyle Nelson, who's a great long snapper for us, is on suspension till, I want to say week 8, maybe week 9. So, and kind of look at those kind of bubbles between the long snapper and Mitch Rzuski, our punter. But it was not like Robbie Gould. Hopefully it was just a hiccup and he'll be fine. Only one injury in tonight's game, and that was Kyle Juszczyk. Right now they're calling it a knee sprain. Doesn't sound like it's going to be too bad. Shanahan said, had the game been closer, Kyle could have returned to the game. So let's hope he's not out too long. But again, guys, overall, what an amazing performance. The offense was great, 275 yards rushing. The defense was amazing, only 222 yards total given up to a good Cleveland Browns team. So, guys, there you go. That is my 49ers versus Browns review. Make sure you hit that like, hit that sub, notification bell. The 49ers now travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in what should be a fun, exciting game. I'll be live for that game at 1 o'clock next Sunday. So, guys, again, let me know your thoughts and comment below on the 49ers team. How you guys think the game went? What are you guys' thoughts on the 49ers? Make sure you hit that like, that sub, notification bell. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Go Niners, baby.